Hello, this is Hoopy Guilo at Hoopy Geeks, and Sega means we are playing another Sonic game, and this time we are playing Sonic CD. By we, I mean I. And like with Sonic 2, I shall be doing I'm just going to turn that down for a moment. It's just a little bit loud for me. I'm listening to that in my earphones. There we go, that should be a little bit better for me. Hopefully it doesn't affect the actual recording. It might do. So I'm playing Sonic CD, or rather I played it quite some time ago now, along with Sonic 2. And I will be giving another review of Sonic CD and letting you know what I think of the game. It's probably the lesser known of the 16-bit era Sonic, I guess. Not lesser known, maybe the lesser played, because not as many people had the Sonic CD, the Sega CD. This little animated beginning I've cut out for some reason. I wonder why I did that. Okay, I don't know why I cut that off, but there's a little animated scene at the beginning. Well, that was dumb of me, wasn't it? Oh well, never mind. So yeah, the music's quite cool, and stuff like this looks quite cool. And apparently this was made at the same time as Sonic 2, and this was the original Sonic 1 developer, and Sonic 2 team sort of went ahead and did their own thing with it, for as far as I recall. So it's kind of two teams working on Sonic 2 at the same time. So this is also kind of Sonic 2. I nearly jumped on those spikes, I don't know why. Try to get down that little gap, I think. That sort of disappeared then. So so there's kind of two Sonic 2s, and I guess the other one, Sonic 2, became better known just because it was a little bit better accessible, more accessible than the Sega CD one, which this is. It does look quite nice, at least this stuff does. I would have liked if they kept the normal Sonic music, but yeah, it's I'll let you know my opinions as we play on. I'm also going to continue on with my history of games. Future, so you go to the future and the past. Maybe I didn't quite know what I was doing when I was playing it. But I think you've got to go into the past and sort of correct the future, get a nice future for this planet. Dr. Robotnik, or Eggman, is changing history on this thing. There's a time crystal or something that appears. This planet appears every so many years, and yeah, I can't quite remember all the details. But yeah, basically, I've gone through a future lamppost thing. When I run so fast, I will time travel, but it's not always easy to time travel. And there's no flickies on this one. When you kill the Dr. Robotnik's robots, they turn into flowers. So there's no little animals inside of these. Hidden platforms, very Mario. I'm quite sure there's a bit of inspiration there. So anyway, nearly. Okay, yes, my gaming history. So I'm back here again. Wow, it was quite good watching it, but I didn't like Sonic CD too much. But like I say, I'll sort of keep coming back to it. So there, when I'm flashing with the stars, I should have gone into the future if I'd kept that speed up, but I did not do that. So I might do here, but I don't think I've sussed it out at this point. No, don't think I have. So yeah, my gaming history. So I'd left with the Sony PlayStation. So we're up to about, I don't know, early 2001 maybe, 2001, 2002. I'm really not sure about the date for that. Might have been about 2000. But there's a game, a big game that I love that I completely missed for the PlayStation, and that was, I'm going to go through time I think, yes, there we go. So if we kept that speed up I went through time. So that big game that I missed was Metal Gear Solid. I didn't mention it at all, which is weird because I love the Metal Gear series. Some are better than others, but overall it's an excellent series. And yes, so I got that on a demo disc for the PlayStation 1. It might even have been my... No, it was definitely... It was a PlayStation... Not PlayStation Power. The PlayStation magazine. What was it called? PlayStation magazine? I don't know. Anyway, yes, so yeah, I got the demo, and it was just the hangar area, and I played it. I didn't think that much to it to start with. I think I just found it hard. Then I sort of came back to it a little bit later, and just sort of kept trying it over and over and over, and then I got into it, really enjoyed it. Thought I think I definitely wanted to buy the game. I don't think I went out to buy the game, but Virgin Megastore had two games for £20 or something like that. I think I've mentioned this with another game. I got a few games at the same time. I got Cool Borders 2, Metal Gear Solid, I think probably Resident Evil Survivor, embarrassingly, and Cool Borders 2, and Formula 1. I got 2 copies of Formula 1 because you could play it as a Link game, and I played it with my brother. So yeah, so I played that linked. And yeah, anyway, so I got Metal Gear Solid. Loved Metal Gear Solid. Really liked it. Then I got the PlayStation 2, and what came with it? Tomb Raider, Angel of Darkness. Yeah, I played it a little bit, and yeah, I hated it. I've got an awkward story about it as well, buying the PlayStation 2 that I've just remembered. I'm not doing very well with this game. I went into Virgin Megastores, actually Virgin in Leeds, which was still there at the time. I went into Virgin. I thought, I'm going to get myself a PlayStation 2 today, and I'm just going to talk about the bonus levels on Sonic CD while we go there. So this is using 3D for kind of the first time. Well, a mock 3D, much like I guess the Sonic 3 bonus level would do. But you're running around on this level, and you're jumping at UFOs. And I hate it. I really hate this. You're jumping at them. So I watch my... So I think, yeah, like I said, I think it's because it's like... So turning's annoying, look. It's just flopped on the floor there. Boing. I don't know what's going on. Can't see where I'm going. Jump. See, I jumped right through it. So annoying. Really bad. Probably one of the worst bonus levels in Sonic. I mean, I'm not making it look good, but see, I've sussed. There we go. Got one. See, I missed it completely. I jumped a bit late, but see, it missed again. Missed it again. It's just, I just find it absolutely dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Really bad. I mean, I'm bad at some, but this was not even that I was bad at it. It was just I didn't enjoy it. It's just not a good level. I don't know if people do like it. If you do, I'm sorry, but it's dreadful, and I'm terrible at it. So I don't think I ever complete one, so I don't know what you get for completing it. Don't know if you get Chaos Emeralds, don't know if you get something else, I have no idea. So it goes back to the game, and so I'm going to continue my discussion on buying this PlayStation 2. So I decided, yes, I'm going to get one. I went to Virgin Megastores in Leeds. I went to have a look at one. There was one there, I think it was the... it might have been the one with... I don't remember what was in the box. And I thought, yeah, I think I'm going to get it. And then I went to have a look at movies because I was doing a film study course at the time. So I was looking at the movies, and there's a security guy just sort of standing not far from me, just sort of looking at me. I could feel him, I could sense him watching me. I thought bit odd. I think I had a baseball cap on. I used to wear a hat back then. And he was just there watching me, and then I'm moving round, he's sort of following me around, and then he's on the radio, says, yeah, I hear him saying, oh, he's here again. I'm like, what? I don't like this, I don't know what's going on. I felt really uncomfortable, so actually I started walking out of the shop, and I don't know, he must have said I'm leaving the shop, because a member of staff actually came after me outside of the shop. Came in front of me, so I lifted my hat up and went, oh, it's not him, and then walked away. And I was like really embarrassed. It must be obviously got me mixed up with someone who was shoplifting. Maybe someone had the same hat as me or same clothes, I don't know, but it made me feel very uncomfortable. And just somebody just saying, oh, it's not him, and then walking away, not saying, oh, we're really sorry, we thought you were somebody else. But no, there was no, nothing like that, and it put me off, I think, going back into that shop. I think ever again. I don't know if did I go in again? I probably did. Yeah, I think I think I went back in because the Leeds Virgin changed to Zavvi, I believe. I went in when it changed to Zavvi, but I don't think I ever went back in when it was Virgin Megastore, just because of that incident. I think it could have been handled a little bit better by the staff, not just lifting my hat up and saying, oh, it's not him. So that was quite horrible for me, who's never really put a foot wrong in that sort of thing, to be accused of something that quite obviously hadn't done anything wrong. But anyway, I do digress. I didn't buy the PS2 then. I bought it from somewhere else. I have no idea where I bought it from. I don't know where I got it from. I don't remember actually buying it. But I got one anyway. I got one with Angel Darkness, Tomb Raider. It was rubbish. Didn't like it. I think games for PS2, I'm going to be honest, I believe the PS2 is the biggest selling console of all time, but every time I go back to it, I don't think it's that good a console. It's certainly not my favourite, which I would probably say is maybe PS3. I'll see as I'm going through my ramble, because I will be all over the place. So if you don't mind people being all over the place and discussing their past, then please enjoy what I'm saying. Yes, so Angel Darkness, terrible. Games, what do I remember getting? I remember buying Metal Gear Solid 2. I got the Substance. Was it Substance? Yeah. Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance Edition. And I got that from W.H. Smith. And I was buying a few games at the time, Keith. I was out of work, so I was on job seekers, rather embarrassingly, and I would spend, every time I went to sign on at the job centre, I would go and by myself, I'll have a look at the games anyway. And this particular day I bought Metal Gear Solid 2, and I can't remember how much it was, £25, £20, something like that. So it's advertised. The sticker on the game said that. I took it to the counter to pay for. They duted the barcode, and they said, "Oh, it's $4.99." I was like, "What? That's very cheap for a PlayStation 2 game." It was very, very cheap, especially for the Substance edition, which was, I think it was quite new at the time. And she says, no, it's definitely, she checked it, said, no, I've had a look through the papers, it seemed cheap to her. She said, no, I've had a look through, it's definitely $4.99. And I thought, thank you very much. She was very insistent. I know, like I said before, my mum worked at DeWitt Smith, so it might be my mum's co-worker who sort of knocked some money off, but even so, that's a big knock-off, was that? It might have been even less than that. It might have been a £35 game, full price game. Like I say, it wasn't an old game, it's a new game. So I really think they've listed it wrong. I don't know if there's a Metal Gear Solid 2 book there. Maybe the guidebook was there, because guidebooks were still a big thing at the time, and they got it mixed up, but I got it for a £5. I wasn't going to complain. Went home, played it, absolutely loved it. It was better than Metal Gear Solid, I thought. Really good game, really good. It completely converted me to the series. A little bit later I would buy Metal Gear Solid 3, but I held out for the Subsistence version, because I like Substance version so much. There wasn't as much on the Subsistence version. I don't remember there being there. Though the outtakes, they were quite amusing. There's some mock outtakes and jokey stuff. And Raiden going back in time to Metal Gear 2 was one of the better sort of jokey things that they did on these special videos. I'm just watching the game a little bit again, and I'm just, even now it's like I'm looking at it and I'm finding it hard. It just seems that, oh dear, it just seems quite a messy game to me. So yeah, anyway, Metal Gear Solid Subsistence wasn't quite as good. It was good because it had the right analog stick controlled the camera, whereas the standard Metal Gear Solid 3, you couldn't move the camera. They were fixed cameras, like Metal Gear Solid 2 and 1 had. And yeah, that was amazing game, amazing. I think between getting Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, that was stupid. No, I just ran into some spikes. I think between those, I'd found online Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 online for emulated ROMs. They were on the subsistence version. That was something that was good about it. I had 1 and 2 legally. So I did get them as ROMs before, so maybe I got them before Metal Gear Solid 2, but I don't think so. I think 2's the one that really got me into the series. As much as I liked 1 was good, Metal Gear Solid 1. Metal Gear 1, I'd played the NES version emulated, and it was good. That was fine. I quite enjoyed it. Metal Gear 2, brilliant. I really, really, really like Metal Gear 2. Metal Gear 2 on the MSX, or the emulated version through the Subsistence or the HD remasters, which will come out later. I still really like it. I think it's up there as one of my favourite of the entire Metal Gear series. It's a little bit limited by the being a 16-bit game, but it's alright. It might even be an 8-bit game. I forget. No, maybe it's 16-bit game, and yeah, I just enjoy Metal Gear 2 very much. It's one I look forward to replaying, is Metal Gear 2. Metal Gear 1, not so much. That has dated, and that isn't too great. So yeah, so that's my Metal Gear story so far. I'll get to other stuff when I get to other consoles. Also for the PlayStation 2, I would get I get the next Final Fantasy. I don't know if I mentioned, but I did get Final Fantasy 1 to 6 as ROMs as well online, because we got the PC and we're starting to find that you could get old games illegally emulated, but they played fine. Like I say, I got the MSX one. We got Final Fantasy 1 to 6. I think I'd played those already. So I played those during the PS2 era. PS2 Final Fantasy 10 came out. I got Final Fantasy 10 straight away, and I was a little disappointed. A little bit disappointed. I'm not a fan of Final Fantasy 10. I know a lot of people are, but it just felt such a big departure from the old ones. And by then I played 1 to 6 as well. So I played 1 to 9. I replayed 9 at that point and really liked it. I'm just thinking, I don't think I got Final Fantasy 10 first. I think I got Final Fantasy 1 to 6 again on I got them sort of properly and legally on the PS1, because they were released during the PS2 era, because Final Fantasy 6 had the demo for Final Fantasy 10, and I remember playing that on the PS2, and then I got it on release. So could that even have been when I got my... So I'm getting dates mixed up. It could even be when I got the PlayStation 2. That could have been my reason for getting it, was Final Fantasy 10. So I got it along with the console at the same time. I think that's very likely. I am forgetting this sort of stuff. I've probably got it written down somewhere, the exact date I bought it, but I can't check that at the moment. As I did keep a diary at the time of such things. So Final Fantasy 10, didn't like it very much. I did play 1 to 6 on the PlayStation 1, so my PS1 was still getting used, although it wasn't, because PS2 was backwards compatible, so I was playing them on the PS2. I do remember a couple of other games I got. And at the time I had my computer set up to a speaker system. It was only a stereo system with a bass, and I used to I had quite a big TV. We used to have our old 24-inch television, the family TV, because we got a new widescreen TV at that point. And so I got the new widescreen TV downstairs, quite a big one. Didn't last very long, didn't that TV, which was quite sad, I guess. But yeah, so I got the old TV, which was big old CRT TV, and I got that and I set that up. It didn't work very well. It was an old one. The picture wouldn't always be right, and you had to hit it on the top to get the picture working. It did die eventually. I think it burnt out, and I remember it smelt like Dettol or hospital antiseptic once, and a bit of smoke coming out the back, so it got thrown away. It got chucked out, which I'm really annoyed about, because you can't play old gun games anymore, which I think I mentioned somewhere before. When I got the Mega Drive, so you can't play the Menacer games or the Time Crisis games on flat screen, widescreen TVs, HD TVs, just because they're made for the CRT and they only work on CRT. I've not tried it myself, but I'm guessing that very much is true. And we don't have a CRT in the house anymore, which really annoys me. I checked with my dad when I found out, do we still have an old CRT TV? And it's like, no, sorry, we got rid of them. I checked with my brother, does he have one? No, not anymore. So yeah, quite annoyed. Might be able to pick one up on eBay at some point, I don't know. But there we go, that's you know, technology gets better some ways, but certain things you can't do anymore. And I've completely lost my track of where I was. I got the TV, I got a sound thing, so I remember playing it with the sound, the audio. So I sort of put the stereo speakers, left and right speakers, sort of behind me, and I think I kept the bass sort of to the front. And I was looking for games to buy once. I was in Bradford, probably Bradford HMV, Bradford Game. I was in Game, and it was around the time Resident Evil 4 had come out, and I got the Steelbook edition. So I got that. Resident Evil 4, brilliant game. That's one of the best on PS2, without a doubt. Really enjoyed it. Don't know what I'm doing, just standing doing nothing. So I got that. And a vague recollection I got something for the GameCube at the same time. I think I mentioned my GameCube buy-in last video, I don't remember, but felt guilty about it at Christmas. Didn't get many games for it, or I was going to. I think I was going to get Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, but I never got around to it, never did. So got Resident Evil 4, played it. I think I played it and completed it, and the Ada Wong separate ways levels. Completed all that. Completed the game. I don't know what I'm doing here. Must be doing something. Maybe I took a toilet break or something. I probably should have deleted this out upon editing, but I have overlooked this little bit. Looking at my screen, it goes on for quite a while, so hope nothing embarrassing happens. Yeah, got that all set up nicely, and I was looking for another game, and there was a game called Project Zero. It was pretty cheap. That was in it. That was actually in HMV, I think, in Bradford, and I got it, and I played it. It was pretty scary, pretty good. I remember the acting being appalling, but I remember it being still quite scary game. I was into my Japanese movies, so I liked my Japanese horror at the time, so this game was brilliant. I thought I just took a chance with it. I remember it being just a little bit clunky. I don't think it was perfect, but it was obviously good enough to really enjoy. And then the second one, so maybe the first one was on offer, and I think I must have got the second one pretty close after that. Again, really liked it. I think it took a bit longer to get into that one, if I recall, but it was just as scary and decent, good game. And then I remember going to Game in Bradford and saying, "Oh, is a new Project Zero out yet?" Because Project Zero 3 I'd already heard was coming out, but I didn't know when. They said, "Oh yeah, we've got it in stock." It's in. I went, yes, and I bought it. Yeah, just like that, just like Sonic did on my video. And I rushed over and I bought it straight away because I was really enjoying 1 and 2, and the third one was brilliant. And I don't think I ever completed it, just because, like I said, I had these speakers and I really freaked myself out with it. It was getting too scary. I was going to it where it was quite hard. Like I say, I was out of work, so I was spending money on games when I shouldn't have been doing, and I loved this game. I had my speakers set up beside me, and things were happening. Like there was once I was playing it, and there was a whisper sort of down beside me. It was actually, I think, obviously a ghost in the game. I've paused the game again. I don't know what I'm doing, but there's a whisper down beside me. That creeps me out a little bit. I realised it was a game, but when you first hear it, it's going, what was that? And I looked around. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot from my speakers there. I thought it must be a ghost whispering, and that was a bit scary. But what was really scary is in the game, the character is it's set into like a dream world. So you're in a house, you're walking around a house, you go to bed at night, and then you go to this haunted mansion, and you're playing through the mansion like you do in the first and second game, and then she computer went blank and then she wakes up, and then it's raining outside, and you slowly start to see ghosts in your house. There's like a dream world and the real world are starting to merge together a little bit. Like I said, I didn't finish it because I started having weird dreams about ghosts, and then something must have happened in the house. Something maybe fell, or something, getting bangs or creaks, or maybe I just hearing my parents walking around, or maybe my brother was still there making noise. I don't know. But it was like, it sort of got to the point where it felt like the game was coming into my dreams, and then my dreams were coming real like it was in the game, and it sort of really freaked me out. So I kind of stopped playing it because of that. And like I say, it got a bit hard. There was like somebody with a pram that used to ram you, and I was getting a bit tired of that because it just kept killing me off. So I gave up with it, and I never went back and finished it. It's sort of still on my list to finish because I've got back into the series, but I'm half hoping that the 1 to 3 will get a re-release on PS5, as the 4th and 5th games have done in the series, because they've had remasters, and I'm really hoping that 1 to 3 do as well. That'd be nice if they do that. I'll find out this year, end of this year. So they seem to release them sort of late in the year. So let's see if they do. If anybody's watching, and so I think you've got to go in the past and destroy those things, going back to this game, to make a nice future. So yeah, so if you know if any other Project Zero games are coming out for PS5, PS4, please let me know. I would love to know. I really hope 1 to 3 come out, because I really like that game series, and they're a lot better voiced in Japanese than the pretty bad Western dubbing. I think the second and third one, the dubbing was okay, but the first one is horrendous. I don't want to go back and play it because I know how bad it is. And I like playing games in the original language. It's like what's it called? A Plague Tale. If my wife wasn't here, my wife doesn't speak English as her first language. I would have played that game in French with English subtitles, but at the time she was watching me play it, and I had it on English language with Chinese subtitles, so she could sort of follow what was going on, and I could follow what was going on, because her English maybe isn't good enough for the subtitles. And anyway, so I thought spikes were going to get me then. So let's say I would have played it in French normally, because it's the original voice cast. Same with Stellar Blade. I find the English language, what I've seen on the trailer, to be a bit not very good. Stellar Blade is out. I still haven't decided at this moment whether I will buy and play it. We'll see. And yeah, so PS2. What else I have for PS2? I got the Sonic Plus collection. I'm not playing this on that. I played Sonic 1 on the PlayStation 2, which is obviously the version that got lost mysteriously on my so the sound and picture are out of sync. I'm hoping it's not out of sync while you're watching, and it's just my preview. But yeah, so that's Robotnik's laugh. I hate this boss level. like pinball, that this was annoying. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, so yeah, PS2. What else did I get for the PlayStation 2? I'd given up with Tomb Raider. Carried on with Final Fantasy. I got Final Fantasy X-2, which I liked more than Final Fantasy. Having just replayed the whole series, like I say, I'd played. Wow, the audio's totally out of sync, so I hope it's better for you. I'm not going to go back and correct it. If it is, apologies if it's out of sync. Yes, so Final Fantasy X-2, liked it more than Final Fantasy X, just because it brought back the job system. I'd replayed them all, and I'd really enjoyed 9 on this playthrough when I got PS2 era. And I think that's because I played them all through from 1 straight through to 9, and I kind of appreciated it a bit better. It was like, oh yeah, this references Final Fantasy 1, this references Final Fantasy 2, it referenced like all the older games, and I've heard other people call it like a love letter to Final Fantasy, and it very much is. It sort of brings about everything from all previous 8 Final Fantasy, previous 8. And 10 moved away from that, and I know it was deliberate, and that's why I didn't like 10, but 10-2 felt just a little bit more, just that bit more like a traditional Final Fantasy in some ways. It was a bit annoying, like the whole singing aspect of it. Yuna becoming a singer was just weird, but overall I really enjoyed the job system in that. And from memory, have I replayed Final Fantasy? I don't think I've ever replayed 10-2, so my opinion might change. I've only played it once. I've played 10 twice, but 10-2, as I recall, I've only played it once. And it was around this time that Final Fantasy 11 also came out, and PS2 was the first PlayStation that went online, but you had to buy a separate modem for it. It wasn't too popular, I don't think, in the UK. Was the online modem capabilities for the PS2, which is a shame for 2 reasons. Not 2 reasons, no. It's a shame for 1 reason for me, and that was getting Resident Evil Outbreak and Outbreak File 2, which, come to think of it, didn't the UK version not have online capability? I think that's why I never got it, because I love Resident Evil, as you know, if you've been watching my videos, and Resident Evil... Now, I've gone a little bit further ahead in this game here, so I'm thinking I've sussed about going through time here. Okay, so, yeah, so Resident Evil Outbreak and Outbreak 2, I don't think they had online capability in the UK. The second one might have done, but I don't think the first one did. But I gave them a miss, because I felt that I don't think I knew they were or weren't canon at the time. I think I just wanted every Resident Evil game. I got Dead Aim, Resident Evil Dead Aim, which was better than Survivor, but not very good. It might be the only Resident Evil I definitely miss out on my playthrough, just because I don't have my PlayStation 2 here in Hong Kong. So I might have to give that one a miss when I do my playthrough. Apologies for that. I'll cover that in my Resident Evil series. So it wasn't online. I found out later that it's semi-canon, that certain missions I think are canon. Because Resident Evil 3 I think ended with a single a nuclear blast hitting Raccoon City, but Outbreak 2 was hit by multiple missiles or something, and it sort of decanonised the series. So I think that's why it's seen as semi-canon, with some of the missions being canon, some not. So I regret not getting that. Final Fantasy 11. Now, I made the decision that I wouldn't play online dungeons. What they're called, MUDs, MUDs, are they? MUDs? I don't know what they're called. Anyway, I decided I didn't want to play them. I wasn't interested in playing Final Fantasy Online because, I was already starting to learn from the PC that once the PlayStation 3 comes out, could you still play it online? What's the point of having it? I like my games to, I'd like to completely replay my games through every so often, especially the ones I really like. So I thought, no, it's not for me. I'm not bothering with online. And I was a bit annoyed that they called it Final Fantasy 11. I always felt they should have called it Final Fantasy Online. Then Final Fantasy 14 could have been Final Fantasy Online 2. Just because I don't feel they ought to be numbered Final Fantasy. Although I read an interview with the guy who made Final Fantasy 14, who said that they're considering when... No, don't do that. I should have stayed in there and gone through time. I've given up with those completely. Okay, oh well. I read an interview somewhere, I can't remember where, but he said that he's considering that Final Fantasy 14, they're going to make it as an offline game, so when the servers do eventually go, it'll be patched so it can be played as an offline Final Fantasy. If they can get that to work, brilliant. I'll absolutely buy 14. 11's obviously not going to get that treatment, and it's already, I don't know if you can still play it. I guess you can still play it on PC, but no, it's online games like that, when there's a story to it. No, I don't like that. I wouldn't like paying an extra subscription to keep using the game. That's why I don't get Final Fantasy 14, because you have to pay an extra subscription. And no, it just doesn't do it. Don't do it for me. So in my head, Final Fantasy X-2 is Final Fantasy 11. That takes the place of 11 in my Final Fantasy playthroughs. Also, Final Fantasy 14 is left out because I can replace it with Final Fantasy 13-2 and 13.3, Lightning Returns. And them, to me, are Final Fantasy 14. They replace Final Fantasy 14. So, yeah, there's not really that much, really. I guess I've been talking nearly 45 minutes about the PS2. Final Fantasy 12 came out, and this is the Final Fantasy that this was a nail in the coffin for me. I was already annoyed with Final Fantasy 11 being online. Didn't like 10 that much. 10-2 was better, but not good Final Fantasy. I've probably been spoilt playing the older games on PlayStation, and it just felt to me that the glory days of Final Fantasy were behind it. I got 12. First of all, I don't know if everyone's had this issue. I think I've read it was an issue, but wow, the voiceover in Final Fantasy 12. So where did they do the audio? My audio for this is better quality than the audio for Final Fantasy 12. It sounded hollow and odd. It didn't sound like coming from the voices. That put me off the actual sound of the game. That made it just feel a bit odd when they were talking, and it just felt so hard. I got to a point. My friend of mine, he liked Final Fantasy as well. I don't know if he played 1 to 6, but he definitely played. He definitely got 12, and he got so far and he gave up with it. It was too hard for him. and I got so far through it, and it was the same. I just found it hard. I just found it really quite hard, and frustratingly hard at times. So at that point, I think I'd already probably got the PS3 at that point. Yeah, so I got the PS3 at that point, and that kind of moved me away from the PS2. I just like the PS3 a lot better. I'll just cover a couple of games. I had another game that I got, the Sonic Collection, which I liked. I got games like compilation games, like there's an arcade games one that had Gauntlet 2. Trying to think who made it. I've got Atari in my head, it's not Atari Games. I can't remember, it'll probably come to me. That was quite good, Gauntlet 2, played that with my brother, we tried to get as far to the end as we could. I don't know if that's an infinite game, but we played for a long time and we got so tired we gave up. But there are a few good games on that. Midway, was it Midway Games? Midway Games, because it came with one of the Mortal Kombats. I'd given up on Mortal Kombat as well by this point, I should say. I didn't get any PS2 Mortal Kombats. Another game I got that I really liked was Ico. There's another game I took a bit of a chance on. I don't think I got read in reviews, it just looked interesting. And Shadow of the Colossus, brilliant, excellent game. I'm still a toss-up which one I like the best. I like Ico. Ico's got a bit more feeling because you're sort of caring about, I've forgotten her name now, but the girl you're holding a hand, you're taking her through. It reminded me of that game that I mentioned before, the Quavers game. This is an infinite drop. Something Sonic likes to do apparently is put infinite sort of drops in some of its games. So yeah, so Ico had a bit more heart, I think. Not that Shadow of the Colossus does. I mean, you really start to feel bad for killing all these colossi. At least I did, and I think that's the intent. You start to feel a bit guilty for killing them, but you're doing it for the love of this girl. Whether it is a sequel to Ico or a prequel to Ico, I don't know. I think it's left ambiguous. Yeah, I loved it. I heard the third one was coming out, was in planning for the Last Guardian, and that took years before it came out. Was it PS4 it came out with on eventually? Yeah, so Ico, Shadow of the Colossus, excellent games. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I played. A friend of mine got a PS2 as well. Oh, there is a game series I got. I've been playing them on my channel, God of War. God of War, now I don't know if I'd swapped a game with a friend. I think I'd swapped games with a friend. A friend of mine said, same friend who told me to play Final Fantasy 7, he said, oh, you've got to play God of War. Got to play it. So I borrowed the first one off him. So do I own God of War? I don't think I own God of War for PS2. Or God of War 2. I don't think I've got either of them. I think I borrowed both of them off my friend. Played God of War, really enjoyed it. He kept saying second one's better. I played it, it was a much better game. Did I buy it? I can't remember if I own it or not. I do own it, but for PS2, I don't think I do. I don't think I've got it at all for PS2. I think I just borrowed it off my friend, and I really enjoyed it anyway. Really good series, and I would buy them eventually for the PS3 HD, the remasters. So I'm obviously not wanting to go to the future. Yeah, loved the series, really good. I'm real glad he lent them to me, recommended it to me, and yeah, I'd get the series complete on PS3, so I don't think I did get it on PS. Maybe I did get 2 on PS. I don't remember it at all. I don't remember it. It will be written down somewhere if I've got it. I'll have the box at home for one. And yeah, so God of War, another game series, yeah, love it, but really got into it on PS3, I would say, with with the one I'm playing at the moment, Ascension, God of War 3, brilliant. The remasters, I got so I think I've covered PS2, so 2009 I got PlayStation 3, and I got it at the same time as, so I was working at this point, so I was getting a lot more money, so I got PS3, I got 2009. Yes, I did. 2009 I got PS3, and I got PS3, and I got the PSP, and I got the Wii, the Nintendo Wii, all around the same time. I might be wrong about the Wii, because my brother got a Wii before I did, and he'd moved out home by that point, but he used to bring it home at times, and yeah, I got to play. Which I cover first? I think my PSP arrived before my PS3, even though I ordered them at exactly the same time. So, which I cover first, because I got all three at the same time. I'll probably jump around a bit again. PlayStation 3 came with Resistance 2, and it came with FIFA 09, which I wasn't a big football game player, but I did play it a little bit. It was okay. It was alright. I did play it, but not too much, because like I say, I'm not a big gamer. And it came with Little Big Planet, and Resistance. One of the games came separately, and it arrived before the actual console, so I guess it was a special bundle as opposed to the actual coming inside the box. I think FIFA came in the box, but maybe Little Big Planet and Resistance 2. Was it Resistance 2? It was Resistance 2. I think they came separately, and anyway, one of them arrived before the game arrived before the console did, which was a little bit annoying, because you want to play it straight away, but I couldn't. I think I had to wait nearly a week, so that was a bit annoying. Resistance, see, I've got a weird feeling I played Resistance 1 before 2. I must have started Resistance 2 and enjoyed it enough to get Resistance 1, but I've got a funny feeling I played it. I got 2 first, but played 1. A bit confused. About my timing there. But yeah, I got Resistance 1 anyway. I'm sure that it didn't. Maybe that came with the PlayStation instead, but anyway, Resistance Fall of Man. I think I'd heard it was quite controversial, because part of it was set in Manchester, it was set in Manchester Cathedral and York, and the Manchester Cathedral stuff. People were saying, "Oh, this game shouldn't be out because it's set in a cathedral and you're shooting aliens in a religious building. It's based on the real place." I don't think anything was changed for the game like it probably would be today, but because I guess games were getting patched by PS3 era, but really less so than today. Look how terrible at this I am. Oh, shocking. Okay. Yeah, Resistance Fall of Man, really liked it. Played Resistance 2, absolutely loved it. That's still one of my top 3 first-person shooters. It's up there really highly as one of my top games of all time as well, Resistance 2. Really, really, yeah, really good. Going back to PS2, back when I was still unemployed, Currys or Dixon's, I forget, used to sell games quite cheap, and I got Yakuza, the first Yakuza game, so I played I played Grand Theft Auto on PC, and I was very interested for another crime sort of game. Played Yakuza 1 on PS2. Didn't think that much to it, I'll be honest. I think the voice acting again put me off, as it did with other games. Just bad voice acting put me off. Didn't hate it, but never finished it until PS3 era. And PS2, let's go back to PS2 again real quickly. I also got the Olympics Athens, was it 2004? So I got Athens 2004. I used to play that quite a lot with my friends. Quite enjoyed that. The dancing game was good. It always inspired me to get one of the dancing mats, because you could use a dancing mat controller. I never did. Who knows, maybe I'll pick one up second hand somewhere at some point. But not that bothered. It was fine as just a button press game. So played Olympics 2004, which would inspire me to get another Olympics game later. Another reason as well for getting that. But that was a fine game. So PS2, what was I up to? I'd got. I'm jumping about so much, I'm confusing myself. Yakuza. So how did I get into? So I tried one of the Lego games. I was making Lego films at the time, stop motion Lego movies, and I thought, I'll try one of the games just to sample the humour. I got one of the demos on PlayStation. That was a good thing about the PS3. You could get demos. This boss is quite good. Sounds slow out of sync, and I'm not doing very well with it though. And yes, I got one of the Lego Batman, I think, and I went through to HMV in Leeds, and they had it there. I thought, oh, I'll get it, and they were on offer. I think it was 2 games for £30 or something, or 2 for 20. They were on sale anyway, and yeah, I got the Lego games. So I got into the Lego games. They're a game series I keep playing. Gone off them a little bit because they're very samey, but they were really fun. At least early on, they were a lot of fun. Yes, Lego games. And Yakuza 4 was on the sale as well, so I thought, I never hated the first one, but I was really into my Japanese movies. This had Japanese voices. I think I'd checked online and found that 4, I don't think it was cut at all. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to give the series another try. And so I played Final Fantasy. I played Yakuza 4, and I really enjoyed it. Really, really good. I thought, yeah, this is brilliant. I even went back and completed Yakuza 2 on the PS2 because I liked 4 that much, and I still didn't like it that much. And I thought, at least I know why I don't like the first one, and it's because of the voice acting. And it is a clunky game. It is. It has dated compared to the later ones. 4, I really enjoyed it. Really good. I looked online for at 3 just to find out the information about it. Found out it was quite heavily cut in the West. So I thought, no, I'm gonna give it a miss, which I regret a little bit. Although the full set came out later, reasonably uncut. I think it was still slightly cut, but it was cut by the developers, not just the West, thinking, oh, they won't get it. Oh, the West won't understand this. Oh, this is too offensive in the West, let's cut this out. And 3's not the best one. So yeah, I got Yakuza 4, like I said, I really enjoyed it. Then I got Yakuza, the undead one, what's it called? Dead Aim. Yeah, that's not very good, but at least I know why that wasn't very good. That was because you were shooting and not doing your fighting. found out finally Final Fantasy V's out. It wasn't coming to Europe. It didn't come out to Europe for a long time. It came out as digital only, which was annoying. And people were saying you've got to buy this game. You've got to show Japan that we like these games. It's just because Dead Aim wasn't well received, so they gave up on the series in the West. And 5 was like this tester game. I think it was deliberately released as like a tester, so buying it was the right idea. And they're saying, yes, get this game. You need to get this. I was a bit unlucky, but you need to get this game to show the developers, that we want it. So I did. I bought it straight away online. It was a big file. I remember that. I remember downloading it. I pre-ordered it. I might even have pre-ordered it, and I got it just to show my support. And I like to think I helped with getting the Redux Kiwami, getting Kiwami released, and one Kiwami 2, and then 3, 4, 5 getting a release. So I like to think I did help get them released in the West by buying it from PS Network. Played it, completed it, really enjoyed 5 as well. I've never gone back to replay it just because I've got it on PS4. I've got the whole collection on 4 now, and I just played that instead. Even though there's not much difference between the two, there's no point playing it on 3 when I've got it on 4. So that's what I've done, never gone back to play it. I never finished Dead Aim. The sub-stories I remember I still liked. I still like those, the little sub-adventures. But the main game, no, it didn't work shooting, it just didn't. Why they couldn't have just kept the hand-to-hand combat to fight the zombies, I don't know. Maybe one of the characters could have had guns, and then, Kiryu could have been fighting as normal. But no, that not good. PS2 game. PS2, PS3 game, PS3. What else did I get? I got Final Fantasy 13. I thought I'd give the series another try. And I got it. I started it, and because I hadn't finished 12, it just sort of sat on my shelf, just gathering dust, doing nothing while I was playing better games like Resistance 2. Just generally a lot better games than Final Fantasy 13. Any game since Final Fantasy 10 just felt meh. They just lost sort of the fun, and it just didn't like 13. I sort of gave up for a long time, and then eventually I just decided, I'm going to get this finished. I'm going to get this done. Excuse me. And so I did. Eventually, and I did quite like 13 in the end. Not the best, but I still felt better than 10. 10 was. And at the time, 12, I felt it was better than 12. But like I say, I never finished 12. I would give 12 another chance a little bit later and get back into the series, but no, that was sort of pretty much the end of the series for me. That was 13, just didn't do it for me. 13.2 came out on PS2 and PS3. I asked for that I think I got that for my birthday, and again, I hardly played it. I started playing it, I did like it, I think a bit more. I think I did enjoy it. I think I got distracted with something else. I don't know what. I was working night shifts, so it could just been exhaustion and just couldn't be bothered getting into that sort of game. But I did like working nights. Nights was great because the night before I worked, starting my night shifts, so I used to do 2 nights. I used to work 2 nights and then have 4 nights rest for part of my time, and then I changed to working 3 nights, having 3 nights off. But the night before work, I would stay awake all night to try and get myself into a bit of a sleep pattern. So I would game from maybe 10 o'clock at night. I'd have a shower, I'd play from 10 at night all the way through till like, I think 7 in the morning, then go to bed and sleep through the day. So I was, sort of prepared myself for the night shift. It never worked. I was always exhausted on that night shift, but I like playing my games, and that's when I got Final Fantasy 13 finished. And Resistance 2, I would play that online. They'd 60 player online games and they were fantastic. I love playing those. So yeah, working night shifts, and I'm going to switch to PSP a little bit because there's sort of a sadness in my gaming story around this time. So what else did I play? I played Dead Space 2, excellent. Dead Space was brilliant. Dead Space 2 was better. I don't know if my brother played Dead Space and he told me to get it and play it, or whether I played it, but he had the whole series. He had Resistance as well. So we played those. Did we play them online? We played one together, and I played it with a friend together. I don't know how we're doing this, boss. I've not sussed this boss out yet, have I? I'm sure I do. I must do, because I finished the game. So yeah, we played Resistance Fallen Man together, and I played that with a friend. I think he quite liked it. I'm kind of going to finish off my PS3 games I played by myself, and playing online I'll get to a little bit later. Like I say, something happens that does change the way I play games, and so yeah, I played Resistance, Dead Space 1, 2, excellent horror series, really good, and still really good today, I think. Still perfectly enjoyable. I will get to the third one. Dead Space 1, very atmospheric, really good. I never liked the silent protagonist in games, so I've not played the remake yet, but I will do. And yeah, and I play Callisto Protocol. That just made me think of Dead Space and how much better Dead Space is. Callisto Protocol, didn't hate it, but everything good about it is in Dead Space. Everything good about it. It just, some of it like beat for beat copy of what he did in the game creator did in Dead Space, except not quite as good. So yeah, Dead Space, brilliant. I think it's stood the test of time. I think because of the grainy graphics makes it not too dated, but I'm looking forward to playing the remake. I'm going to have to get round and playing it. It is on my list to play. I kind of hope the remake Dead Space 2, as long as it's done almost exactly the same as 2. 2 was 1 but better, and there's no silent protagonist. You spoke, which helped. And it's got one of the most horrific scenes, I think, in gaming, which for me is when the station's getting attacked, and there's what sounds like a baby or a very young child trapped inside a washing machine, banging, trying to get out, and later comes out as one of the necromorphs, I believe. I think it breaks out later on, but you hear it screaming and banging inside like it's, someone's put their baby inside this washing machine to protect it. It's really horrific. You want to go over and sort of let it out. I don't know if it's supposed to be a baby or if it's supposed to be a necromorph in there, but I just remember thinking, wow, this is grim. This is really grim. And it was that beginning where you're evacuating the station, just so good, really good. That game's just brilliant. It blew the first one out of the water for me. The third one, like I say, I will get to that. I will get to the third one. PS3, what else? Command & Conquer Red Alert 2, I got into that. I got playing that one. That's great. Again, I've not finished that because I I lost my game save. So around the same time, my PS2 started to die. I'm going to go back to PS2 a little bit, and because I got the worst game I have ever played in my life at this point. And I said, oh no, the disk drive was... Did it die? I don't think it died, but it wasn't playing properly. When it plays DVDs, they were stuttering all the time. And games were getting slow to load, and I thought this is going to die soon, the disk drive's going to die, so I thought I really need a new one. My mum said, oh, someone she works with selling hers for like £10 PS2. He just needs the money. I thought, wow, £10 for a PS2. I thought, yeah, bargain, absolutely. I said, yeah, I'll buy it. And it was a PS2 Mini, so if I do bring a PS2 to Hong Kong, it would be that one, because it's the Mini. I can bring it quite easily here. So, is this going to hit me? Oh. So yeah, it's perfectly bringable to Hong Kong, because it's only a small console, that Mini. And it came with some games, he brought it with some games. He got it with the original Metal Gear Solid 3, not the Substance version, so I've got both versions of that, so I kept that. Did I throw any games? I don't think I got rid of any of the games. I'm quite a collector, but his games, I don't know if they were his games or I don't know, maybe his sisters, but they're like SingStar and I think something like Britain's Got Talent, the game, or what was the singing one that they did that was like Britain's Pop Star or whatever it was called, I don't remember, but there was that there, and so it was a singing karaoke game. And the only game I think that's there that was of interest was one of the Devil May Cries, but I never got around to playing it, and I don't know why I never played it, because I know it's a good series. But there was, yeah, numerous games like that, but the one that was in his collection that was the absolute worst game I have ever played in my life, and I didn't buy this, it came with the console that I got off him, full of these pretty rubbishy games, but it was Charlie's Angels. Charlie's Angels, the game. It's like a fighting game. I might play that game just to show how horrendous it is. And I don't use the word horrendous very much, but it's appalling. It is dreadful. It is the worst game, hands down, I've ever played in my life. It's a licensed game. The fighting is terrible. The camera angles were rubbish. The movement was bad. It is a rubbish game. If you like collecting bad games, rubbish games, get Charlie's Angels for the PlayStation 2. I guarantee it will be up there in your top 10 worst games of all time. It is my number one worst game. I'm kind of glad I've got it for that reason. But yeah, no, I do not recommend that unless you like playing rubbish games. And I might play it on my channel as a dreadful game to avoid. But my channel's to show games and things that I like, that are part of my life, that I've enjoyed, that I like to share with people. TV, movies and games. Excuse me. Yes, that's that Charlie's Angel, dreadful. So I got a new PS2. My PS3 disc drive would completely die. That would die. And I had the fat PlayStation 3, which didn't have a good hard drive space. So I got a new one. I got the... No, it was a 3. I think there was a smaller one, and then there was a really tiny one. I got the one with the slidey door. So that was the last one, wasn't it? The mini one. Or the smallest PS3, and I got that one. It's still working. Obviously, I've been playing God of War on it, so it's still working. I would like to get a new disc drive for my broken fat PS3. I would like to get a new hard disk drive and swap them round, because I believe you can do that relatively easily. So that is on my to-do list. Probably technology will be too good to allow that to happen, but it's still a possibility, I guess. So it's always possible that my PS3 will keep working because I've got two, same with PS2. I've only got one PS4. I did want a second one just so I kind of had a backup one to keep hold of. Because PS1, I can play PS1 on PS2 and PS3. I've got two PS2s, I've got two PS3s, albeit one's... It plays downloaded games still, just a disk drive that doesn't work. So I've got two PS3s, and I've got one PS4, but I've got a PS5, which kind of is a PS4.5 really. It's more PS4 than PS5, to be honest. And that's a bit of my disappointment with PS5, which I will get to when I get to that era, which might even be video 3 at this rate. I hope this is interesting for people. Please let me know below. Yeah, so I've kind of got two PS4s, so maybe I need to get another PS5 a bit later on. So I'd like to get maybe a later one. Maybe there's a super slim PS5 coming out at some point. But at the moment, PS5 is doing okay. It plays my PS4 games, so I've got my backup PS4 technically. PS3, yeah, so I'll end my PS3 games. I might think of another game that's had a big influence on me. And I'm going to go to the Wii. The Wii, I just got your normal games for the Wii. I got Mario Kart, which I really enjoy. I got the Wii because my brother had a Wii and we like playing it as a family. So I thought it'd be great to get to play with my mum and my dad and maybe my granddad at Christmas, which he would play at Christmas. He would play the Wii with my granddad. He was like 90, and I've still got his profile on my Wii, aged about 90, 89, 90 years old. Yeah, he must be in his 90s. Yeah, he must be in his 90s and played on my Wii in his 90s, and he just played the golf game. He wasn't into anything like Mario Kart, he wouldn't play that, but he played the golf game, and I think he kind of quite liked it. Cause you just swing in the controller, so he played it, he gave it a try, and I've got his character avatar on my PlayStation, which is quite nice because he's passed away now, so it doesn't feel like he's still there, but it feels like he's kind of a part of my game. I could play Mario Kart Wii and those characters are there in the background, or Wii Sports Resort, you can be watching in the background occasionally. Oh, my granddad's there watching, which will bring me on to the sad part of my story that changes my game playing. In a little bit, I'm going to go to the PSP because my Wii, I enjoyed it. I like it a lot. I still quite like the Wii. I still like Wii Sports Resort. Mario Kart, not so much. I went back to play it, and Mario Kart Wii's kind of dated, really, compared to the later Mario Kart, Mario Kart 8. Kind of weird because the sports games are still, quite good. I'm just thinking of anything else. Resident Evil wise, I got the gun game, Chronicles, Dark Side Chronicles or Umbrella Chronicles, and whichever of those I got for the Wii, I got the other one for PlayStation, which the Wii's probably better because you use it as a gun game. And Dead Space, the gun game for Dead Space, which I would get for PlayStation 3 because it had the HD graphics and it looks a lot better. But I never got the gun for PS3. So so getting close to that sort of the point in my life that changes my gaming a little bit, and that is PSP. So I got PSP at the same time as PlayStation 3. I got the Resistance of All a Man, which was great because you could connect it to the PlayStation 3, open up Resistance 2, and you could play it on your television with the analog controller and the right stick control of the camera. It was brilliant. It was so much better than playing it on the actual PSP. It was like playing, a slightly less graphically good game on your PS3, just on your TV, and that was great. I wish there were more games for PSP that did that. I would also get Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops, with bundled with Silent Hill Origins, which not too great, not too good. Never got into Silent Hill games really. I suppose that's a surprise considering how much I like Resident Evil. Resident Evil, I would get Resident Evil 3, no, Resident Evil 4, 5 and 6, and the Umbrella Chronicles, and Resident Evil Retribution 1 for the PlayStation 3. I'll cover those as I get to those in my game playthrough series. PSP, yes, I got the Resistance game, and I got Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops. So about that. That could have done with being connecting to PlayStation as well, so you could watch that on TV easily with a PlayStation controller. That would have been better, especially if you could use a camera with the right analog stick. I think that's deemed a semi-canon by Hideo Kojima, the game series creator, because it didn't work on that. So I think he says it's semi-canon, so certain events happen and some don't. So I kind of miss it out a little bit in my game series until Peace Walker. Peace Walker is amazing. I really like that. It's hard to control on PSP, admittedly, but absolutely fantastic. And even better when I got the HD remaster on PS3 for Metal Gear Solid 2, 3 and Peace Walker, because it works so much better. You can control it so much better with a PlayStation 3 controller. And Peace Walker, I think Peace Walker is my favourite Metal Gear Solid. I think it could be Metal Gear Solid 2, but I think it's Peace Walker. There's just something about it. I really like the way it ends, where you think you've defeated it, and it starts to launch the nuke, and there's its mad panic. Oh, I'm very nearly the end of my video, I think. No, I'm not. I'm not at the end of my video. There's a lot to go yet, so you've got to put with me waffling. Sorry. I hope it is of interest. I say it is a long video. Yes, really. Do I die on this turn? I might even die, I'm not sure. Yeah, Peace Walker, excellent. I highly recommend that to any Metal Gear Solid fan player, especially if you can play the HD remaster on PlayStation 3, or I guess Vita. I think Vita's got the right analog stick. Yeah, really recommend it. Brilliant. Like I say, especially when the nuke's been launched and Miller, he's like panicking. He's like, "Oh my God, they're firing the nuke. We're done for. It's the end of the world, basically." So yeah, good game. Really good. Sort of carried on the boss storyline, if I recall, from 3, which continues further into the next game in the series. I would also get for the PS3. I would get Metal Gear Solid 5, but only the first one of Metal Gear Solid 5. What was it called? Not Diamond Dogs, was it? What's it called? I've forgotten what it's called, but the first one it was a full price game, and it's like you can complete the main game in an hour, and everybody was really annoyed because it said it was like a demo. It's now really cheap, but I remember my dad got it for my birthday, and I said, "Oh, next day I completed it." He said, "What, already?" He wasn't happy because he got it as a present. I paid quite a lot for it. So I had to kind of say, "Oh yeah, there's a lot more to do. I've just done the story. There's more you do later on." Just so I didn't feel like he'd been ripped off for the game. But I think a lot of people had been ripped off for that game. It should never have been released as a full price game, and should have been released as part of Metal Gear Solid 5. It should have just been one long game. Instead of this weird bridging game between Peace Walker and 5 proper, because it does continue straight on from Peace Walker, especially if you complete the extra mission at the end. And Metal Gear Solid 5, I'll get to that. I've got disappointing with that one, but the 5, the short one, the game, I forget what it's called, Diamond Dogs, or it'll come to me. It will come to me at some point what it's called, but it's, yeah, I really liked it. Graphically good, gameplay good, really good to enjoy. Just not much in it. You could replay it, but it was just this one level, this one area, and if they'd put it together, if they bothered to put it together with the main game, it would have been, you know, bundled as a, you know, bundled as a proper game. It would have worked much better, and you could have probably had extra missions in a third area that isn't the desert, Afghanistan desert, is it Afghanistan, and the African jungle, which I can't remember where it is now, but you know, it would have been better. You'd at least have had a third place at the Navy base. Is it Navy base? Military base. And I think they blew it by, but you know, that game had difficulty. It caused, you know, Hideo Kojima left Konami. I think Konami were forcing it to be finished when it wasn't completed. I mean, that's obvious because the proper ending for Final Fantasy Metal Gear Solid 5 was never made. As you can find on YouTube, you can see people sort of recreated the correct ending for the game, and you know, it's disappointing really that it never got completed. It should have been one complete full game, not split into two like that. Certainly not cost full price. But anyway, I'm going to go back to my PSP. What else I got for PSP? I got Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars, which was good because I got Grand Theft Auto 4 for PlayStation 3 and got back into the series. Really liked it, and Chinatown Wars was good. I like that. I got Final Fantasy. What's the one with Zack? Final Fantasy 7. Is it Crisis Core? I get the titles mixed up. And I never finished it. I remember liking it, but I never finished it. And what else did I get for PSP? I got Final Fantasy 4 Complete Edition. I'll get that a little bit later actually, and that was one of the last games I got. And I got a few games downloaded, and I was on PlayStation Network at the time. PlayStation Network got hacked and it was down for, was it a month? Something like that. It was down for a really long time where they completely rebuilt it, and I hope that happens again someday, because I don't care that someone got all my information from PlayStation Network. I got 4 free games out of that. I got... and a lot of people did. They compensated with free games if you're on PSN at the time, and I obviously I was, and I got Wipeout. I get my Wipeouts mixed up now. Wipeout HD, Wipeout Fury, Wipeout HD for PS3, and I've got Inhuman. Is it Inhuman? No, not Inhuman. What's it called? Like a superhero-y one. You can be good or bad. Oh, that's annoying. I quite liked it. I can't remember what it's called. Infamous. I got Infamous, got that free. You could choose 2 games out of a selection, I think. I got those 2, but you also got 2 PSP games, and I got Mod Nation Racing, and it came out on PS5 recently, and I got it again for free for PS5 because I already owned it. For PSP, what was it called? Is it Combat Patrol? You're jumping from car to car. Anyway, I quite enjoyed it. So yeah, that was worth it. Got 4 free games that were, I think, full price games at the time. So that was quite good of Sony to do that. That's okay. My recording line was twitching. So I also got the God of War games for PSP, and I was playing one of them. I can't remember which one. This was 2010, and I was working nights. Like I said, I was playing God of War, so this is something that's quite is, I guess, important to me. I was a night before work, and my mum came downstairs 5 o'clock in the morning, and obviously it was a night before work, so I was up really late because playing games. And she came down. She used to come down. She'd come down, have a cigarette, and then just sit on a computer for a while, then go back to bed. But she'd woken up. She'd taken to waking up, just coughing. No, not coughing. Taking really deep breath, like she hadn't been breathing in her sleep. She was and I think she was sleep apnea when you don't breathe in your sleep, and she was getting it really bad. I could hear it when I was playing my games. I could hear her doing it every so often, and I said to her, coming down having a cigarette is probably not the best thing to do. Anyway, that's what she did. And one particular night, I can't remember what I've been playing, but I've been playing it, and she went onto PC, and she was like, "Oh, can you get your dad? I don't feel very well. Can you get your dad?" And she just went down to the floor, knelt on the floor, and just collapsed on the floor. So I ran upstairs, woke my dad up, said, "Mum's not very well. Can you wake up?" And he's went, "What?" I just said, "Mum's not really well," and he just jumped out of bed. I said, "Mum's collapsed on the floor," and so we helped her up, helped her sit in the chair. She was sort of curled up on the floor. Said, "Come on, come sit down, come sit in the chair." Probably should put in the recovery position first before I got my dad, but I was panicking a bit, didn't know what to do. Got my dad. I said, Dad said, what do we do? Should we call an ambulance? Mum's going, no, I'm feeling a bit better now. And I was like, no, she's been waking up without a breath. And I said, no, call an ambulance. I said to my dad, call an ambulance. He said, no, I'm okay now. I'm getting better. I'm okay. I said, no, I'm getting an ambulance. And I think, I don't know, I can't remember if we exaggerated a bit or we were just worried, but my dad was asking things on the phone, saying, my mum's really pale. She's not been breathing. She's saying she's better. Can we get an ambulance? And I said, okay, do you really need the ambulance emergency really quickly? I said, yeah, I think so. I think we need it. My mum's like, oh no, I'm feeling a bit better now. And when the ambulance came, they took her away to the hospital. My dad went with her. I went to bed because I thought I was worried, but it was like I still had work. I thought I'd see what it's like when I get up. And when I got up, I don't think my mum was even back from the hospital. I don't recall. I think they were still there having tests. Or maybe she had got back and she said, "Oh, it's okay. They had some tests." They said it was all okay, no problem. I thought, "Oh, that's okay. That's good. Maybe nothing to worry about." So I went to work. I remember being worried that night at work. I think I mentioned it to my co-workers. I don't recall, but anyway, a few weeks later, maybe not long later actually, my mum went for a doctor's appointment. She was having a checkup because she'd had cancer. She'd been treated for cancer in her neck, and she hadn't been eating that much since. And that Christmas she hadn't eaten much when we'd played on the Wii, and so this was April 2010, and she went into hospital. She went to the nearest hospital, and they said, the doctor said she went to a GP. The doctor said, you're going to hospital straight away. We're going to send you straight into hospital. My mum and dad didn't tell me why. They didn't say anything, so I don't know if they knew what was happening at that point. But she went into hospital. I wasn't really informed what was going on. They just said, she's been having checks at the hospital. They said there's fluid on the lungs. They're going to drain the fluid. I thought, good. That's great. Fluid on the lungs. They're going to drain it off. Okay, good. She'll be back home soon. She had the fluid drained from her lungs. I think I know a bit more because I'm a nurse, so I think I know a bit more now to know there was a bit more going on than what they were telling me. Or maybe the doctors just weren't certain at that time. They weren't revealing what they should have done, but they certainly acted too slow on what I think they should have been doing. They said, "Oh, she's going to have to go for an operation. We've drained the fluid, but it seems to have come back. The fluid's still there, so we're going to have her operation and she's going to have a look inside and check." So she went for an operation, and the following weekend, my dad always said, "Oh, we need to go. Your mum's had an operation. We need to go see her." So we did. We went to hospital, and we were told, "Oh no, it's the doctor came in to see us. Oh no, sorry, it's cancer. We had a look. There's just the tumour's just too big on her lungs. There's nothing we can do. She's probably only got a week left. You've got a week left to live, and obviously that's that trophy." Yeah, that's quite a shock. So I can talk about it now. Obviously, I'm just still referring back to my game, but it's still, it's still stuck in my head, even though it's a long time ago. You don't get over it, but you do get used. You can get used to it. Everybody dies. If you can't accept that, maybe I spent a long time nursing because I could accept things a little bit better than I think my brother and my dad did, at least at the time being. I don't really want to go too much into my mental health, but yeah, so it was exactly a week in hospital she had left. But I was playing God of War, so taking my mind off things. I was playing games. I didn't go to the hospital as much as I should have done, so I've always told a friend's dad, he had cancer, and I remember him being very worried about his dad. He says he wasn't sure what to do. I said, "Go see your dad. If it gets better, good. You've spent more time with your dad. If he doesn't get better, then you've spent that extra time with him. Don't do what I did and not have that extra time." So I was coping in my own way. I was still working night shifts as well. So I was still working because even though we told she had a week left, I still thought, she'll be fine, she'll be back, she'll be okay, this sort of thing doesn't happen to me. And I genuinely thought that, but I was taking my mind off things. I was watching films, so I remember what movies I watched at the time. I watched City of Ember, which isn't a great film, but it's got that nostalgia for me now. It's a film I'll watch again, and it's got a special meaning to me because I watched it at the time my mum passed away, because I kind of quite liked it. It's not a great film, like I say, but it was it's there, it's on my head. And the night before she passed away, I went to watch Kick-Ass with a friend of mine, an old friend of mine, and so I'll always remember that. And I remember bits in the film, I won't go into detail, I remember bits in the film happening that don't really happen in the film because my mind was wandering about my mum. And I think I just wanted a friend to talk to. I didn't really want to be with my family. I do regret it. I should have been there with my mum a lot more than I was. I did go see her in hospital. Wasn't like I didn't go in to see her, but I didn't go as much as my brother and my dad, and I should have. But I honestly felt to me like it just felt to me like she'd be fine, she'll be okay, she'll be out. This sort of thing doesn't happen, in my life. It'd be okay. But obviously it did. She did pass away, and like I said, I was playing God of War, Chains of Olympus, and playing that on the PSP in the car when I was going to and from the hospital. I think even when the day she passed away, I think I played that in the car myself. And it was just my way of coping, really, getting out of things. Gaming was just sort of my escape, and it still is. If I've got lots of problems, mental health issues, something bad's happening, certain games I like playing to take my mind off things a little bit. Fighting games, Tekken games, I would go back and play Tekken fighting games. They're important to me like that. They're my escape, and that's why I think I don't like this whole controversy around Stellar Blade and why games are getting censored. They shouldn't be, because for some people that sort of thing might be an escape, and they're taking that away from people by censoring certain things. And maybe it's not right, maybe it's politically incorrect, maybe it's offensive, but might be what somebody needs, and it's probably wrong to take that away. If they took away the violence from Chains of Olympus, then that would be, if that got changed, that wouldn't be good for me. That was my coping mechanism at that time. It did help because I was Kratos, I was smashing things. So I've got that game. When I'm replaying it, that will come to mind when I'm playing it on my playthrough, when I get to it. And yes, so yeah, that was quite a very emotional time, obviously. Again, I didn't really show much emotion till it was a year or more later, and I just sort of had a breakdown at work. I just got exhausted with it. So much residents had passed away that I was fond of when I'd first started there, and it just got too much for me, and I was off like, first time I'd sort of mental health, depression problems, and I think the nurses understood, and I think it was just then that it hit me that my mum had passed away. It took over a year for me before it did come to me, and I guess that's odd, but I've heard from other people that it doesn't always sink in straight away. It can hit you a few years later. But anyway, so gaming's my breakthrough thing that I like to do, especially fighting games, beat 'em up. Obviously Kratos was fighting. There's lots of aggression in that game that I can sort of take my mind off things and take my aggression out in game format. So that is a reason why I like gaming. So I don't know if that's probably brought the mood down for my video, if anybody's listened this far, but if that's a coping mechanism for you, if that helps you with depression, gaming is there. That is a getaway. It can help. And I was even told by a doctor when I had depression later. I'm going to get to that later because it does involve gaming, and yeah, it doesn't involve gaming. So I'll get to that another point. When I get to the PS4 era, I will get to that. And if I ever get there on these videos. I've not really been talking about Sonic very much. So yeah, that's my PSP. So how it changed, how my mum's death sort of changed my gaming is, my brother that year gave me headphones. So I wanted to play games online a little bit. So he got me some headphones. We played, first of all we played Dead Space 3 together. Now that isn't a good game, but co-op it was okay. Bits of it were brilliant. Bits of Dead Space 3 are excellent, but a lot of it just wasn't very good. But we played it. We enjoyed playing it together. I don't know if we might have played it if my mum hadn't passed away, but I think it got me into gaming online a lot more, and because it got me in contact with my brothers. We played that. We played Resistance 3 together, and I don't know if my friend got. I don't know. He can't got Plus. No, because Plus was. We were paying subscription at that time. If it was free, wasn't it? PS3 online. So my friend, I think, wasn't as bothered about playing games online. But again, I played a lot more after my mum passed away. I played a lot more online with him as well, and it was kind of, whereas before you sat in the same room, now you could play on the internet, and the internet was good enough. We got broadband, and it was good enough. I think we got broadband when my mum was still alive, because I was playing games online, but playing it with my brother and with my friend, I got into it a lot more after she passed away, and I think that's something that did affect my gaming, that it made me realise to keep in touch with my friends a little bit more, even, you know, the best way you can. And that was, you know, playing games online. We played Dead Island. I played that with my brother and my friend for a while. My brother wasn't available as quite as much, which is disappointing because we never finished it. Yeah, spin and you'll go back in past. And I play games with my brother online. I think they couldn't match up the days as often. I think my brother was busy, my friend was busy on one day, so they couldn't get the timing right every week. So I played my brother one day of the week, and I played with my friend another day of the week, as long as I wasn't working nights. And it was mostly, I must remember playing Dead Island, but I did play quite a lot of games PS3 with my friend, but why can't I remember what they were? I don't know, because it didn't have Dead Space and it didn't have Resistance. Interesting. But I can guarantee that we played a lot more, and a lot of it was because of after my mum passed away, that, you know, it just keeping me occupied differently. I could talk with my friend, and we've kept that up. We've done that almost every week. Not every week. I think we both sort of stopped for a while. I think maybe not. Maybe we didn't. Maybe we did continue playing. So yeah, that was that. So something that sort of came out of that, I guess, and that's the impact that. You know, that's a sad event that had an impact on my gaming. It changed my online gaming, but gaming itself was changing. Online gaming was getting more. We played God of War Ascension together. That wasn't too great. If I think of any other games, I shall. Don't go there. Squished. I'll let you know. Other games I played that I really liked were. Bioshock Infinite. I got Bioshock Infinite, and my friend got Bioshock Infinite at the same time. Didn't have an online player, but we both played it, and we both really liked it. My friend doesn't like first-person games, but he does admit to liking that one because I think the themes are good, the story's good, and Bioshock Infinite was like something I haven't played before. I was like, wow, this is really good. It's a really well thought out game. There's meaning to it. You know, it's got deep meanings. There's like, you know, the time travel stuff that changing parallel universes, and yeah, it was good. It was one of those games we both liked it. Didn't play it together, obviously, but we both liked it. So I got Bioshock 1. Did I get 2 on the PS3? No, I don't think I did. I got 1. I played it. I liked it. It's not as good as Infinite. I don't know why people think Bioshock is better. There's a twist at the end. There is meaning behind stuff. There's like that hidden meaning about, you know, about choice, making choices. But nah, it's not. It's not as good. Infinite's much better. I'm sorry, it is. I think it's probably the order you play them. Maybe if I played Bioshock first, I'd be thinking that was the better game, but I don't dislike it. It's a good game, but it's not, you know, it's not great. I mean, if someone said, would you kindly like this game more than the other, it wouldn't work on me. No. But like I say, it's good, but not up to the hype I think that, you know, Bioshock Infinite should have had. Yeah, so that's that. I think that's kind of ends my PS3 era. I'm just trying to think if there are any other games I played. So it got to the point now where PS4 was out. So this was 2015, and I'd decided about my job. I was getting tired of my job. I was aching. I was exhausted. I'd been doing nights for 8 years, was it? And 8 years. I was completely I was getting burnt out from it. Nights were killing me. And I'd been told by a resident when I'd started, who'd worked as a night watchman, only do nights as long as you're still feeling healthy. As soon as it starts affecting your health, stop working nights. And I was aching, I was in a lot of pain. I blamed all this on working nights. I might mention that a little bit more. I would get checked later on and found out I had arthritis in my neck and shoulders, so that might not have been from working nights, but I thought it was just exhaustion from working for too long at night and not getting enough rest in the daytime. And you know, I was waking up like 3 in the afternoon. I was going around to my friend's house in the evening, and he was always annoyed. I was joking, he kicks me out because I'd wake up around 1 o'clock in the morning, and he's saying, I'm getting really tired now. But I was just starting to wake up for me because I'm so used to working nights. So, oh no, I'm wide awake. Let's do this. Let's watch this now. It's like, no, I'm going to have to go to bed. I'm tired. So I get like 2 in the morning. No, sorry, you're going to have to go home. I've had enough. I mean, you can stay and nap on the couch if you want. I went, no, it's fine. I'll go home. But yeah, that's by the by. That doesn't matter. So 2015, I'd been accepted at university on condition that I'd pass no, I hadn't been accepted at university, sorry, ignore that. I wanted to do my nurse training, so I was working as a healthcare. I wanted to do my nurse training. Staff work we said, oh, you should do your nurse, go ahead, do your nurse training. But every year I'd done it, something had gone slightly wrong. 1 year my reference hadn't been sent off. Another year they just moved the goalposts a little bit. I could go on my my healthcare my NVQ I got through healthcare, which was healthcare level 1, level 2, level 3. I don't remember which level I got, but it had English and maths as part of it. Literacy and numeracy, and they used to accept that as English and Maths pass in to get onto a nursing degree. But when I applied, they just changed the rules. I needed GCSE, and I never passed my GCSE, so I had to go to this is completely not related to my gaming at all. This is just about my life. So I did an access course and to get onto university, and I'd been accepted to this access course. So I'm not very good at studying, so I took the decision myself that I would quit my job and I would spend my time studying just so I could focus on studying. And I thought, well, while I'm still working, I should probably buy myself a PS4 now. I didn't intend to get one that early because I thought I'll wait till it's a little bit older. There's a lot more games coming out. I think there's still PS3 games coming out, and I just thought, no, I'll get it. I'll get it now. Then I've got it and I can afford it, just in case I run out of money while I'm doing this access course, because I'd not much intention of doing any work, just so I could focus on studying. And I did. I got PS4. I got the Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain Special Edition, which I've heard people say is a spelling mistake on the console, but I'm not too sure where it is. But never mind. That doesn't matter too much. But it's a nice sort of burgundy red colour, and it's got like gold trim, and it had a special controller for it. I thought, and I love Metal Gear Solid, so that was the first game I got. That came with the console, and I was kind of a little disappointed with it. For a game I've put 200 plus hours in, I think 267 hours I've put into that game over the years. Some of it will be online. I did play that online with a friend, but wow, the open world feels empty. The missions feel repetitive. The actual story was, few and far between. Again, the game world I didn't like. It didn't feel very Metal Gear Solid to me. Bits of it I like a lot, but it needed some I felt it needed either some local people who'd hung around after leaving this this area during the war zone, who maybe have missions, or you to help get them to safety or something. You know, you'd help them evacuate. That might be quite interesting. Just, you know, a bit more detail. Every mission you do, like a restart mission, you get your credits on, which I believe Hideo Kojima put on just to annoy Konami. Because didn't they remove his name from part of the game? So he put it in all these submissions, and I think he put it in to annoy Konami for sacking him. So that's there for, I think, for that reason. It's there to annoy Konami for sacking him, and obviously not getting the game completed. And yeah, so it had its good bits. There's bits I like about it. I like the stealth. I like the you know, moving around in the open world and you're stealthing people and moving in around ruins and so on. But it needed some more places like Metal Gear Solid 3 that was indoors that you never really got in that game. I think it's like an area that's like that, and you fight the Metal Gear once. You fight it once or twice. Yeah, see, it just felt lacking. I think by the end of it, I'd grown to like it, but just because of what happens at the end and the final mission. And some of the missions are great, some of the story bits are great, the overall story is good. I was doing a lot of the extra missions as well, which I don't think helped. It made that a bit duller than what it probably was. I should probably finish the game and then gone back and do a lot of those extra missions instead of slowing the game down, but it is what it is. It's not the worst in the series. I'd say that's Portable Ops, but it's maybe Metal Gear's worse, but I would say it's down there at the bottom is Phantom Pain. When you compare it to Metal Gear Solid 3 or Peace Walker, it's, you know, there's no competition. It does feel like it took the Peace Walker style and it didn't fit the console as much as it fit the handheld. Although Peace Walker works well on the console, so yeah, it just it just not as good. Not bad, but not great. Another game I got, which is a sequel to a game I got on PS3, which I loved. A friend got it for Xbox and kind of told me to get it. Was Batman Arkham Asylum. He loved that game, and I think Arkham City was even out. So I got Arkham Asylum and Arkham City on PS3. I'll get Origins later. I've still not played it. Watch this space. That is a playthrough I definitely will be doing at some point. And yeah, loved Arkham Asylum, loved Arkham City. I would get Arkham Knight. That's one of the first games I got for PS4 as well. First download game I got anyway that's fully downloadable, and yeah, it was good. Not as good as the other two. There's a lot about it I don't like, but overall yes, it's still a good game. I'm not giving Suicide Squad a go. Not after everything I've heard about it. It could have been really great after, you know, those three, but it sounds really bad. So it got removed from my wish list. I am not buying it. I would not include it in my Arkham series playthrough because I think it doesn't sound very good to me, and the reviews sound pretty horrendous. Whoa. Yeah, so I got that. That's a game I got. This time we're going Final Fantasy for Final Fantasy Continue. Got Final Fantasy 15. A friend liked it. I started it and I was just like, meh. I don't like this. This isn't very good. And I stopped playing it. I've played a few hours of it. I'm told it gets better, but it wasn't doing it for me. It wasn't, and I've still not played it. I've still not finished it. I've hardly played it. I played less of 15 than I did of Final Fantasy 12 on the PS2, and I was very disappointed with 15. And again, that put me off the series. I thought, no, I kept giving it a chance, kept giving the series another chance, and you know, I'd give the series that chance, and every time it just felt like, no, sorry, it's not. A bit of trouble jumping up there. Mini Sonic. So yeah, it just okay. Forgotten what game I was talking about. It's getting late again at night, so I am starting to forget. Don't work nights anymore, by the way. And let's see. So Arkham Knight. I got. Grand Theft Auto. No, I didn't got that for PS3. Would I get any other play Final Fantasies? Not yet. I would get 13.2 for PS3, but I wouldn't get around to playing it. I started it, but as I said earlier, I didn't complete it. I will go back to it, and oh dear, PS4. I love the PS4. It's my, I don't know, is it my favourite console? PS3 might be my favourite console. It's the one I can go back to and still enjoy the most. Although Mega Drive's good, I can do that with Mega Drive. PS2 I can't really, some games, but a lot of games I don't feel have stood the test of time as much as a lot of the PS3 games maybe have. I think that's the age when graphically they look better on PS5, but gameplay wise hasn't changed phenomenal amount. They have a little bit, but not so much. Time over. So yeah, what else I get? PS4, Final Fantasies. I would get a few more Final Fantasies. I would get what would I get? Final Fantasy Type 0. I've not started that yet. But I get this after I get into them again, which I'll tell you how I get back into them in a bit. I'm just seeing what other games I had for PS4. Huh. So I started to pay for PS Plus, which I never wanted to do because I didn't think you should have to pay for it. I think a friend paid for it first, and you know, we wanted to carry on playing online games, so I caved in eventually. I still say there's nothing wrong playing PS3 games, which no, I didn't mind playing 3 online, but games were coming out that we wanted to play on 4, so I sold out to Sony and bought PS Plus. And yeah, played quite often. We played nearly every week, playing games. So yeah, especially when I was studying, because it was okay unless I was on work placement, because you do those as nurse training, and sometimes I was working the day after, so I wouldn't game, or if I was if I had an exam the day after, I wouldn't play a game, or if I were working nights, which sometimes I had to do. And yeah, so I was doing my nurse training, so I was playing on my days off, my free days. I borrowed Horizon Zero Dawn off a friend. He said it's brilliant. I didn't like it that much. A friend of mine also said it's great, and I couldn't see what was great about it. I don't know if that's actually because I was borrowing off a friend, so I felt I had to finish it to get it back, so I wasn't playing it at my own leisure. I think I mentioned this before in another video, but I felt like I wasn't playing it in my own sort of leisurely time, and as such, you know, I've got it again. It was free on Days of Play, PlayStation Days of Play during COVID, and so I do own that game, and I am tempted to go back and replay it just to try reevaluate it, see if it's, you know, if it is bad. I did like bits of it. I like uncovering like the past. Find out what happened to humanity, and idiot, why'd get squashed there. As you can probably see, I don't like Sonic CD that much. Even watching it, it's just a bit. Yeah, so I'm not talking about as much as I did Sonic 2. It doesn't have any bearing on my life really. It's just I got it for PS3, and played it. That's about it. It's like Sonic 2, which was quite important to me. And yeah, so PS4 again. Yeah, so Horizon Zero Dawn, not too great for me. Not too good. People might think I'm crazy saying that, but it just didn't hit a chord with me. But yeah, so what else did I play? So I was getting the PS Plus games at the time. So there was some for PS3 that I would get, one of which, oh, I don't remember what it's called now. Tokyo Jungle with the dogs, and you start playing as animals, and that's quite good. I quite enjoy playing that. I keep going back to that every so often. PS4 Batman, like the Batman game, and come on, lots of games. The Yakuza games all got remastered. I was so excited when they came out. I was absolutely thrilled they were getting a re-release. I thought, yes, finally I can play 3. They're going to be uncut. And I was like, hooray, I can play Final Fantasy. Yakuza 3. Brilliant. Excellent. Final Fantasy, I would ask for Final Fantasy 12 for my birthday as well. The Zodiac Age edition. And when I qualified as a nurse, I got COVID quite badly. I was really exhausted. I was completely out of energy. But I found I could sit and play games. I'd just sit there, play games. And I was off work for about a month. We weren't self-testing at the time, but I was symptomatic for nearly a month, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I had it bad. I was exhausted. I even went back to work after, and they sent me back home because I had just no energy. They said, you're completely white as a sheet. I said, I just can't do it. I have no energy. I was walking into work in the morning and I thought, I shouldn't have said I'm going back to work. I just had no energy. I was out of breath. My walk was 15 minutes from work. Not a long walk, quite leisurely in the morning. And I had to sit down on a wall. I couldn't believe how just absolutely tired I was. And another nurse said, yeah, she'd had COVID. She felt the same. She recommended that what I'd do is maybe go for some walks, go for a walk, just have a walk by yourself and just see how tired you feel doing the walk. And yeah, I went back to work maybe a week after, and I still think I went back too early. I was doing the medicine rounds and I was just short of breath. I was just so tired, really. And even today, I think I've got lasting symptoms because I get cold and it's like I've got pneumonia. I mean, I'm just out of breath. I'm out of breath doing much more simple things, and ever since I got COVID, I felt like this. But I'm waffling. I'm completely diverting from what I'm supposed to be talking about. So during COVID, I had this time off work, and we weren't self-testing. There were no test kits at the time. So they were saying, if you're symptomatic, stay off work. Just call us in the morning, call us every couple of days, let us know how you are. And I think they started to make me feel guilty for being off, but I know I wasn't the only one off for that long. They were losing a lot of staff. A ward even closed. Which they blamed on something else, but all the staff got COVID. I could tell all sorts of tales about the NHS completely being appallingly bad during COVID. The NHS did a lot wrong during COVID. I'm not sure they fully deserved all those claps, but on the wards, the wards were making some mistakes. They did learn from them over time, but yeah, I won't go into all that. I won't go into that. They were doing things right, but they were doing things wrong as well, that even I knew at the time weren't the right thing to do. And anyway, I am completely waffling. While I was off for this length of time, I had no energy, so I was getting up out of bed, and I was sitting. I was fully with it. My mind was fine. I was tired, but I wasn't in a feverish world of my own. I didn't have a fever. If anything, I had a very low temperature. I was lower temperature than what I should have been. So they were saying high fever for COVID, and I encountered this with other people, that they had lower temperature than not high temperature. They had a low temperature. So they were hypothermic, not hyperthermic, and I was hypothermic for quite a lot of the time actually. Never had a high temperature. I don't think I did. Maybe the first night, but that was it. I was low after that. I was recording low on my thermometer, 34, 33 C. You know, hypothermic. So yeah, I was low. So there we go. COVID gave low temperatures as well as high, and I didn't lose my sense of smell and taste, which I was glad about, like some of my colleagues. And anyway, I was sat there and I thought, I'm going to play Final Fantasy 12. I've got the Zodiac Age. I'm going to give it a try. I'll play that, then I'll play 15. I played 12. It felt a lot easier than it did on the PS2. It was a lot better, and I liked it. It was really good. And I thought, I'm going to play every single Final Fantasy game again, all the way through, and I'm going to rank them. I'm going to give them a rating. I'm going to give them a percentage rating. I think I gave Final Fantasy 12 Zodiac Age 78% out of 78 out of 100, which not amazing, but I enjoyed it and I liked playing that game, and it got me back into Final Fantasy a lot. So I was buying them online, so buying Type 0, I think. I got a few other games, got some PSP games. I think that's when they actually said the PS3 was going to, the PS3 network was going to be closed down, so I bought all the Final Fantasies online just so I had them, and had the PSP ones of Final Fantasy 1 and 2 because I hadn't played that version, and Tactics I think was one of them. And yeah, so that's... Yeah, so I played Final Fantasy 12, I had COVID, and I got through it, and I completed it, and it was good. I enjoyed it. I wish I had COVID again for 4 weeks, but I did get COVID again, but I was only off, I think, a week. I don't think I healed up quite quickly the next time. I think I built up that immunity, and it diminished. I mean, right at the beginning, it was bad at the beginning, because obviously nobody had it before, and I got it really bad. Like I say, I had a month off, and I was proper exhausted, and like I say, I still say I'm suffering from it now, a little bit, and I'd still blame COVID for it. Might be something else going on with my body, but it's been since I've had COVID, and obviously I put 2 and 2 together, and maybe making 6, but yeah. So yeah, got through Final Fantasy, that got me back into Final Fantasy. I didn't play 15 because I decided I'm going to play right from the beginning. And so, when was COVID? 2020, wasn't it? So it's 2024, so 4 years, and I'm still only on Final Fantasy 5. I'm enjoying it, and I'm enjoying playing it, but I don't have all that time to, play Final Fantasy, not like I used to do, unless I get really, really bad COVID again, and not so bad that I'm out of energy. But I'd play it for a few hours, maybe an hour, go back to bed, nap, then return to it, play it for an hour, go back to nap again because I'd be getting tired, just sat there playing a game. And I was just exhausted, just sat playing a game. I'm really tired. I shouldn't be this tired. I knew I wasn't this tired. Yeah, anyway. So, I got that. I'm trying to think there's really some amazing games. There must be. Just going to see how much time I've got left on this video. I'm in the PS4 era. So Yakuza, got back into those, really got the full series, really like the Kiwami games. Zero was really good, got that PS4. I believe that was actually a PS3 game in Japan, but it got PS4 release in the UK. It also became one of my widest travelled consoles, did the PS4, because I went to Hong Kong with it during COVID, because I thought I'm going to be in quarantine for a long time and take my PS4. So it's my then girlfriend, but now wife, his mother fell ill, and she had to return to Hong Kong, so I took a career break from work and came with her. I come with her, travel with her, so we're in quarantine together. didn't quite work out. We got split up for a month. I think it took nearly 2 full months just to get into Hong Kong from the UK and through quarantine. I'd say it was a nightmare, but we had a plan, but the plan backfired. We went to Holland because Holland was, so people weren't allowed, British people weren't allowed into Hong Kong from Britain during COVID at the start. They weren't letting them in because the pandemic was too strong in the UK. Hong Kong didn't like that, so they banned them coming in. Might have had political reasons for that. People said it had political reasons because protests were happening. I won't get into that. But it might be true. But yeah, they're banning British, but they were allowing Hong Kong residents to come back, but they had to do quarantine. However, if you'd flown from Holland, if you were a Holland resident, you were allowed into Hong Kong. So I thought, let's go to Holland. If you were away out of the UK for, I think it was 2 weeks. You'd spend 2 weeks out of the UK, they would let you in. So you could be British and get in, as long as you hadn't been to the UK for 2 weeks. So went to Holland. Let's go to Holland 2 weeks. So went to Holland for 2 weeks. And then within that 2 weeks, Hong Kong added Holland to their list of banned countries. And I was like, what do I do? You've got my girlfriend had a Hong Kong passport. She could get in to Hong Kong regardless. She could have just gone straight there. I was like, oh no, what do we do? What do we do now? What do we do? I can't. I'm going to be stuck. I'm not going to be able to go because I have to leave Holland for two weeks now to get into Hong Kong. I'm not going to be able to go with you. And then I thought, so a friend of mine was in Poland on holiday, and I thought, Poland. I've been to Poland before. I thought, that's not on the list. Poland's not on Hong Kong's list. I'm going to go to Poland because I've been to Warsaw before. I've been, so I didn't know it, but I could remember bits of it, even though I hadn't been there for very much. I've been on this level a long time, keep just going through the same bits. So I went to Poland, and I thought, I'm taking my PS4 with me. So I took my PS4 from my PlayStation 4. I didn't really get a good enough Wi-Fi to play online with my friends, but PS4 came with me, it travelled with me. So it's my most travelled console. It's been all the way it went to Holland, it went to Poland, it's been opened and fingered by customs. Holland customs were okay with it. They didn't care about it going through, just sent that through in like the plastic wrapper. They weren't bothered about it. They were more bothered that I had a book, and they scanned this book and checked this book was all okay. I don't know why. They did that swipey thing with the dust. I guess they're checking for drugs. I'm not sure what it actually does. They've done it at other airports. So they dust you down, sort of. I don't know. Somebody knows, tell me what it is. I'm guessing they're checking for drugs, or it helps with some sort of scan. It said, you're scanning this book. They weren't bothered about my console. Poland, I always remember when Poland, one of the customs staff suddenly just shouted when it went through the x-ray and the bubble wrap, just went, PlayStation, and pointed at it, and it went all the way back, and they said, this is yours, you've got to unwrap it from the bubble wrap. I'm like, what? It was fine. Holland had no problem with it, and they're pretty strict. It's like, no, take it out, fine, okay, take it out. Went back through, waited for it, everything was fine. So it came with it, went all the way. My wife met me in Poland for the one day she was there. I'm trying to think what games I was using. I think I was using it mostly to watch Amazon, and I think I got Disney Plus. Had I got Disney Plus at that time? I think I'd got Disney Plus by then, and I was watching that, and I was just looking forward to being with my wife. So that took, I think 2 weeks took extra time because my wife's my girlfriend, wife now, but she has family in Holland, and she was thought, I'm going to wait for my family to come. So they'd been away on holiday, so she stayed in Holland a bit longer. I had to stay in Poland longer. It was a nightmare journey, absolute nightmare, so long. And then the stupid thing was I had 2 week quarantine in Hong Kong, and my wife had 3 weeks, and we were sharing a bedroom, and it was like, well, you're letting me out after 2 weeks, but why not either let my wife surely can come out after 2 weeks? Oh no, that's the rules. It's like, yeah, but if I go out, if she's infected, then you're letting me out infected. If it was stupid. It really was. That I was allowed out after 2 weeks, and she could come out after 3. She had to wait an extra week. So anyway, yeah, I'm playing games. So I got into Street Fighter 5 at that time. It's hard, the games. As much as I like the games, I'm not sure which ones have really stuck with me. I'm gonna have to have a bit of a think about that one. So I'd actually had to have a little bit of a think there, so I paused my recording, just have a quick think about what exactly I have for the PS4 that's really made a big impact on me and my gaming. So Resident Evil wise, so continuing Resident Evil, I got Resident Evil Revelations 2 pretty early on. It's a game I'm actually playing at the time of recording this with a friend online. I will replay it again on my playthrough when I get there, but I'm a bit of a way off, so I don't mind replaying it. So I got that after getting Revelations 1 on PS3, I got this on PS4. Blood Bowl I got, because I like Warhammer stuff. Blood Bowl was a present from my brother. He didn't have a PS4 at the time, but he did later, and he did get it himself. He didn't play it that much because he didn't go online enough. Because he says he's got family, and that gets in the way of him going online. I don't believe a word of it. Why he wouldn't have time for gaming, I have no idea. But we used to play Blood Bowl quite a bit. I've played it with another friend as well. He got it as well. He likes Warhammer stuff, and Blood Bowl's a good game. I like Blood Bowl, and it's Blood Bowl 2 in fact. So I think I'm getting drawing to an end of this game. Let me have a quick look. So this is going to carry over into another video. I've only got about 10 minutes left maybe, so we'll see how it goes. Well, should I just get on with my favourite games in the next video, and for PS4, and just sort of get my review done now? I might return to it a little bit, might little things I've forgotten about in my gameplay. So yeah, so Sonic CD, meh. What I really don't like about it is you've got to go to the past and destroy these things in the past, which I don't think I realised playing it on this playthrough, because I think I just try to get straight into it. I expected another Sonic 2 style game, and it's not like Sonic 2 at all. But it's like you have to go really fast to go back in time or go to the future, and it's just like you never quite seem to get enough run up all the time. It's Sonic, it's about going fast, and it's like it's deliberately, or you deliberately can't go faster. It's like you've got to play it through once, learn where all these spots where you can go really fast are. I mean, I know on the spinny round bits or between two bumpers, they're there so you can go fast, but sometimes it's like you just run out of speed at the wrong time. Something's just there at the wrong moment, and that's so annoying. And maybe it would be too easy if they were there, maybe, but no, it feels like Sonic slowed down a lot more than what it should be. And it's like, so let's put as many obstacles in as we can, like just here, like now, or that last level where I'm just bouncing up and trying to get to, just bouncing up on the platforms. There, like I just missed that gap a tiny bit. And that does happen on 2, but you see there, it just fell down because it's just, and it's good. I think a lot of people like it because it's got replayability. You can get different endings depending on how well you do, and I think that's, you know, I think that's an advantage of it, that it's got that replayability. And I will give it another try someday. I'm not completely opposed to it. This version was on the PlayStation 3, and this one, dear, just stand there. The music's out of sync, I notice, still, and meh, it's just, I say, it just didn't grab me as a game. It's just, and that bonus level is terrible. I know you might know, if you've seen My Little Nightmares videos, that you know, I struggle with perspective in that game. Maybe it's a case of that, but I don't think it is. I think it's just really bad movement and just clunky controls and jumping at the wrong time, but hitting a 2D object in a fake 3D environment doesn't do it for me, this game. It's just, I say I will give it another try. I will. That FMV at the beginning was good. I wish I'd kept that on. I don't know why I deleted that off. I think I deleted that by mistake. So not too close to it. There we go, I got through that time. You idiot. And you know, you don't get that run up to go back in time. It does introduce Sonic's girlfriend Amy to the series. I believe this was released before Sonic 2, but I think the fans, I think they've kind of put it after as a timeline, if you can put a timeline on Sonic, because Tails isn't in. But Tails is in this version. This is like the remake of it, remake, and they've put Tails in as an extra character, so you can play as Tails. So canonically, I guess you could argue this goes before 2 now, if Tails is in it. But yeah, I don't know. It doesn't mean to say, you know, it fits better before 2 as well, I think. Just because obviously Tails isn't in, and it's a bit more Sonic 1-y than Sonic 2-y, if that makes sense. Although 2 kind of felt a step backwards, I think, when I played it, because I think I did play it in that order. I think I did play Sonic 1, CD, 2, 3, because despite that rocket pack not being on the bottom of the aeroplane, 3 does continue from 2, and it doesn't really, but yeah, there we go. And these creatures are very similar to this in 2, in the mine area, so yeah, maybe that's where they come from. There's no flickies. I don't know if there's anything story-wise that continues it on, but you know, it's a bit weird. It's a bit Sonic 1, but it's a bit Sonic 2, because you've got the spin dash, you've got that extra dash. You could maybe play it after 3, it's just Sonic by himself, but you know, you imagine Tails would go along with him. So yeah, I've seen videos online that do a big long timeline for Sonic the Hedgehog. Doesn't matter too much, really. Yeah, but some of the Robotnik's bosses are okay. They're kind of difficult, I think, but I wouldn't say they're over imaginative in what you need to do. Yeah, it's just yeah, I know what I'm thinking there. I can jump on them and get to him. There's another one gone. The other one should be easy to get. Oh, it's spinning really fast. Come on, Sonic, do a jump. Wow. It's gonna come down. You have to run and jump, I think. There it is. Go, get him. Get a ring. At least one ring. That's it. One thing playing on stereo, I don't think I mentioned on when I playing the Mega Drive version was it was the first ever time I'd had it in stereo. So one ring goes in one side when you collect it, then the one in the left. So ding 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 ding. So it's left right left right left right. So you're getting all the rings. So here we are, FMV at the end, and these are quite nice. There's not much sound. They look sort of faded somehow, a bit washed out. He saves his girlfriend, introduces Amy. I don't know when Amy comes back. She does come back in some of the games, but not yet. Like I say, I am going to continue my gaming history with the next video, which should be Sonic 3. I've kind of edited Sonic 3 together, and I'm just going to upload this one. Like I say, Sonic CD, yeah, maybe it grows on you, I don't know. The levels designs are complicated. They're like endless labyrinth zones, just over and over and over. So here's Sonic jumping out the way of things, running over falling ground. Whoop, he fell through that one. I don't know if these bits will be different if you get a different ending, because you get obviously get a perfect ending where you save the future. That was just supposed to be weird shots from that happen in the game in cartoon form. I wish I'd left the introduction in. Never mind. So yeah, I'll finish off my gaming story during the Sonic 3 video, and when I come around to other Sonics, I'll either think of something else to talk about, or I'll actually get on and talk about the game, because I will be recording those live. Sonic 3 isn't... I have recorded that previously on... what version of Sonic 3 did I play? So I'll have played it on PlayStation 2, so that'll be a PlayStation 2 game, and it will have the original music, which isn't used anymore, I believe, due to copyright reasons. So it's got some of the original music tracks on. I don't know if they're copyrighted or will affect my upload of it. We will find out. Yeah, so please let me know. Please let me know what you think of Sonic CD, especially. Do you like it? Do you not like it? I think it's a bit of a what we call a Marmite game. So you either love it or you hate it. So I'm kind of in the middle, just because I like to be awkward like that. Same with Marmite. I don't love it, I don't hate it. It's just so, you know, I can eat it. Not fussed either way. Music's quite good. The music's quite good throughout the game. I do quite like the music. The animation's quite good for Sonic CD. If I got it on CD, if I got the Sega CD, yeah, I might be quite happy with it, I guess. I probably would have played it a few more times, but it's just lacking. Maybe it's a nostalgia talking, but it's just not as good as 2, or certainly not as good as 3 when that comes out. Not as good as 1 either, I don't think. It just felt sort of stiff and off. And this is it. This is the ending that you think, oh, I haven't actually completed it. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. So, as always, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. And here's a surprise character. And I'll say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And joy again. I hope you enjoyed watching.